Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to talk about spiritual practice. And you probably have heard me talk a lot about spiritual practice and, committing to consistency, having accountability with yourself, starting your day with like a morning routine, meditation, pranayama, yoga, dance, whatever, like whatnot. All of these techniques that are called as spiritual practice. And for the people that have never been in contact with a spiritual practice, it may seem like something too, in a way, woo-woo, too perhaps impractical, too far off, something that they would need or they would need to engage with. And I'm here to talk to you, which you are still like thinking, okay, but what is this thing of spiritual practice? Okay, so I'm talking about this because there is a gap. And one of my big things, like I'm a scientist as a professional. I'm a molecular biologist, so I'm really scientific and structured. And in terms of spirituality, I do believe that there is a gap between the science and spirituality. And I do believe there is this gap that people that think that spirituality is like too woo-woo. And don't get me wrong, I love the woo-woo stuff. I love the mystic vibes and incense and crystals. That's definitely something I love. But you don't have to love it, And spirituality is this connection with yourself. And it's so incredible what happens when you start giving yourself that time to connect within, to have this time for yourself. And having a spiritual practice is connecting to spirit. And spirit is connecting to a state of no mind. And reaching a state of no mind can happen through the senses and can also happen by being in presence in the here and now, and can happen through your body. So when you start practicing something that can be coming into your body, that's called embodiment. And what happens is that when you are in your body, you're feeling your feet, where you're sitting, you are aware of where you are at, you're aware of the sounds around you. When that happens, you become present, and you're not in your mind, but you're in your body. For me, embodiment was through yoga, and through my yoga practice, I was reaching states of like no thoughts and no like chattering, or there was a lot of chatter because there is, but then you start becoming aware of your mental states. You start becoming aware of your emotions, and that's the importance of a spiritual practice. What is it? That you check in with yourself every single day, and you check in and you go, okay, how are we feeling today? Because normally we don't do that. We go through life, and sometimes we get reactive with people, and maybe we just need time for ourselves. Maybe we just need to process that emotion, and we don't really give ourselves the permission and the time to do that. And that's the importance of a spiritual practice. It's not that, oh yeah, like I do my yoga and my meditation and it feels so good, which it does. It gets you in a natural high, and it's amazing, right? But it's so much more practical than that. When you start doing this practice and you check in with yourself every day, because we're changing beings, we're human. Energy is like the eclipse we had was like boom, and a lot of people was like, oh my God. And even myself, I was on my moon, I felt like a lot of emotions. So if I'm able to tune in with what's going on within, then I know that, okay, I'm purging this. Okay, I need to recalibrate. That's fine. I'm going to allow myself feel that so that it dissolves. Because the moment that we stuff down our feelings and our emotions, it's the moment that actually we are suppressing them. And eventually we are going to get reactive with people around us and so on. And eventually one day we're going to explode. Like if we're in a partnership and there's these little things that with your partner you get bothered but you don't say anything, and then one day it's like, explosion. That's what you don't want it to happen in your own life. And you want actually to be navigating and to have a safe space, create a safe container to navigate your state of being in a day-to-day basis. And that's for me what spiritual practice is. So I've been consistent. When I was in India, I left the ashram. I was very, very consistent and determined. I was meditating every day, doing yoga every day, and I had spiritual diary, and I was like really, really consistent because I saw the benefit of it. But life happens, and this past year, 2020 was like, for everyone, and especially also for me. And I went through like breakup, and it was like intense, a lot of emotions, a lot of wounds were triggered from my past, and And there was a lot for me to deal with. I disconnected from my practice. I disconnected from my meditation. I disconnected from the tools that I had. And now I know why that happened. And it was because I had to reach a state of anxiety and depression that was so strong that I barely felt my heart. I could barely really be the person I used to be, so committed to my spiritual practice, so devoted. And that allowed for me to actually, like connect back to the practice. And I just want to share with you all that, for instance, this past month of May, I've done my practice every day, and I keep track in a calendar. Another day, I'm in the mountains now, but another day I'll show you the calendar, and I have all the practices, and I do like a step-by-step gradual increase for my mind to be reprogrammed, because you cannot do that out of nowhere. You cannot do that suddenly. You actually need to do it gradually for your mind to know the importance that you put into that practice. And there is no other way that you're going to go to bed without doing this thing that you said you'd do. Because the moment that you start not accomplishing and not doing the things you said you would do, you stop trusting yourself. And when you stop trusting yourself, it's just so daunting, because you don't know, you cannot trust yourself, you have no word. And then that moment is really frustrating with yourself, because you're not so in touch with yourself. And this can lead to triggers in your life. This can lead to not being confident, because you don't know if you're going to commit to something and then accomplish it or not, right? Because you've doubted yourself and you've failed yourself in a way, right? So in order to have like a proof system, a system that is like a spiritual proof, I would say, spirit proof system, what I did is like I gradually increased my practice, and I did that in a system that I would not go to bed even if it was late without doing those things. And I commit, and every morning I do a cold shower, I dry brush my skin, I moisturize, I do pranayama, breath work, I do yoga, I do journaling, I do affirmations, and that's something that I've been building up to. And I was not able to do that some months ago because I was still going through so much anxiety and depression. And even though like I used to do that in the past, when I was in Australia, that was like I was meditating. I remember February 2019, I meditated 2 hours every day, and 1 hour morning, 1 hour evening, and I was working as a waitress, and it didn't matter. I was committed, and boom. But life happens, so it's so important to learn how to navigate. And when you learn to have your own system and you have the tools, then you implement them. So whenever something happens, right? And you know that it's there and you need to feel it. Like I had to feel all the things I had to feel, but eventually I knew the tools and I knew what I had to do. So whenever I was ready, I was like, that's it. There's no more slacking. There's no more like victimhood. There's no more space for that. I'm tired of that. So I just want to say, if you're tired of where you are and you're tired of, being in this space of not having self-trust, in not having inner peace, your relationships feel draining or exhausting, it is because you have to connect to yourself. So this is just a reminder for you to do that. Connect back to yourself, to your center, and create a space to connect within. I think that's so valuable. Check in with yourself at all times. Like, how am I feeling before you react to your partner, before you react to your family member? Okay, I'm feeling like this, or even voice it out. If the person is willing to do this work with you in a conscious way, just voice it out. Okay, I'm feeling jealous. I'm feeling not enough. I'm feeling, okay, as you voice it out, you release the charge that it has, because you're vulnerable and you're saying something that is coming up for you, and you stop identifying with that. And that's so important. We are not our body, we're spirit. We are not our emotions. We actually have them. We actually have these tools that are emotions and body to navigate reality. But actually, the moment we identify with them, we feel stuck. We feel like we cannot breathe, we cannot live, we're merciless. But actually, we're not. When you realize that things happen through you, like in everything in life, and everything is temporal and everything changes, then suffering becomes less, because you know it's temporary, and now you're going to be suffering, and now you're going to be happy. And it's a matter of learning to navigate the low moments and accept them as they are. Because as you start doing this work and in this journey of self-development that I've been going through, it's not that triggers stop happening. It's not that life happens and shitty things happen. It's just that you learn how to navigate them. You learn to accept them. You learn to see beyond, and you learn to see the lessons in those experiences. And you learn to hold gratitude eventually for that experience that was so draining for you. And you know that this happened in your life because you created that, because you're a creator of your own reality. So you create your reality. You are attracted and magnetizing a frequency of experiences that are dwelling in the same frequency that you're at. So if you're raising your frequency through these practices, through checking in with yourself, you're going to magnetize a frequency of experiences that are going to be much, much better. So as long as you keep doing this work and you do this self-development work, everything's going to just be so much better. But things will still happen eventually, less and less. It's like a fluctuation. So this is just my invitation for you to start your own practice. And maybe you don't resonate with yoga. You don't have to. Maybe it's climbing. Maybe it's skating. Maybe it's swimming. Maybe it's something that has to do with your body. And then something so important to do with your breath, because the breath is the control of the mind. And as you learn to quiet down your mind, everything gets so much better, because we're way too much in our minds, in our society. So yeah, this is just a reminder for you. And here I just want to present an invitation, because I'm so excited to gather all of this knowledge that I've gathered. And it's just been such an amazing journey from being a scientist to have these so many years of spiritual development and all of these tools and this experience that I acquired. It has been really transforming for me. And I do believe that right now, as a society, we need that. We need to have this connection to spirit. So I just want to offer you, if you feel called to go deeper, just reach out to me, because in my program, we're going to design and tailor your own practice. And it doesn't necessarily mean yoga, but I can guide you through creating your home yoga practice. I can guide you through creating your pranayama, your dancing, your journaling, your emotional stability, your emotional safe container in which you're going to know where to, when shitty things happen in life, you're going to know how to navigate that. So this is just an invitation for you to know that I'm currently doing this work, and if you'd like to go deeper with me in a one-to-one high-touch container, I'm all for you. And if not, I just want to provide value for you and just find what resonates, and perhaps you can just start doing some journaling. Commit to one thing. Can you commit to wake up every morning and not use your phone? So that's something I've been trying, because since I've been working so much with my phone, it's just too much. So in the morning, airplane mode, I do my practice, and then I switch it on. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but most of the times I try to do that. And commit to something like that is going to be important for your quality of life. Cold shower, I love it. I do first I do warm, and then I do freezing, and just and it's so healthy for your immune system. And I do all the dry brushing to move the lymph all the way from the arms to the body. So it's just really creating health in your body, good diet, drinking water, having supplements to remove heavy metals from your body. It is just so important right now, especially since the world is just so dense right now. So we need to transmute everything from within. So that's my message for you today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're holding on, and just remember you're controlling your reality. So it's up to you. And the moment we fall into victimhood, we're not creators. So go victimhood, accept that you created that experience, and then go within and say, okay, what can I do to contribute into my improvement of my well-being? And then go deeper. And if you need any assistance, I'm here to help you. And I would be so excited and delighted to take you on this 3-month journey in which you're going to accelerate your frequency, and it's going to be like boom. So it's for someone that is ready to go fully deep. I'm here for you. And if not, I'm going to be sharing more content. So sending you all the love and encouragement, because we came here to do this work, to raise our vibration, and to overcome all of our family traumas. So we're here, we're doing it, and we're staying strong. All the love.